sea sucker soup on a hot summer day. Coffee comes back in a nerve-wracking way. The dishes and laundry take the garbage out. What a day, what a day, what a day.
Welcome to Capital Region today. I'm so happy that you're joining us today. We've got a really great lineup, lots of good things going on in our community. And I'm here to kind of, encourage our guests to tell us a little bit about what's going on. We're going to be talking about the Lunar New Year, which is coming up, the Year of the Horse, and that the Asian Arts New York group are here, and they're going to be talking about that. We will be talking about a group that I was not familiar with called Unite New York, and we're going to find out about their nonpartisan, talk about what they're doing to help with voter registration and the rest of that, and even the new voting ideas. And then Reading is Fun program is on as well. We're talking about an event that they have coming up in April, but not only that, they're looking for volunteers. Schenectady Civic players, always fun to have them on. They've got a play called In the Next Room, or the Vibrator play, which begs a question or two. But anyway, and then we're going to be talking to a performer and author, Nancy Gort. And so we've got a really great lineup going on, and it's going to be fun. So hang in there with us, because we're going to start right off with Lunar New Year. And that's it's Asian. It's all over Asia, right?
Yes.
Yes.
There are many countries in Asia celebrate Lunar New Year. And
Exactly.
you know that.
Not just Chinese New Year, although we do call it Chinese New Year.
It just started from China,
Yeah.
and many countries then adopted. There's Vietnam, there's Singapore, there's Korean. So the list can go on to some of the Southeast nations. And then, cannot believe that, right? We just finished Christmas. We just finished New Year. Now it's Lunar New Year just around the corner, and
I
then
know.
everything would be, we're in the dark of winter, and everything would be
Let's
red
have fun.
and celebrate and have fun, indeed. And this is Fire Horse here. Does it
Yeah,
sound
and
good?
they do the animal and the element, right? So that's how it turns out to be the fire horse. Right?
So we have 5 elements, just like the Egyptians, wood, water, fire, earth, and all. So, and then the zodiac animals have their nature too, and this year is a fire horse.
The horse,
The character of horse, where we know the horses have some specific characters, and with the fire. So this year, meaning the character of the fire horse would be absolutely intense passion and intense charisma, and I would say high energy and very independent.
Independent horses. Good. We had the snake last year, right?
Yes.
The snake was last year.
Yeah. And then if your viewers wanted to know, am I born in the year of the horse? Let me just read out. So those ones who was born in 2014, 2002, 1990, 1978, 1966, all the way to 1946 they belong to the year of the horse. Yeah.
I'm a rat.
The leader of the show.
Yeah, I'm a rat.
Yeah, the leader of the show. There's a whole story with the back for it. Yeah. So I brought, our leading dragon dancer, super intelligent, Scott. Scott, you want to introduce yourself?
Yes.
Hi, I'm Scott Bogardus, and I'm a member of volunteer with the Chinese community.
And also the leading artist, dragon dance artist of Asian Art New York.
Wow.
Scott is the only one who actually trained in China.
You were trained in China?
I did.
And where was that in China?
It was in Fuxin, which is in the pretty far north. It's
the
north of North Korea.
Northeast, northwest?
Northeast.
Okay.
And it's near a large city named Shenyang, which is bigger than New York City. Most Americans have never heard of it.
I think most cities in New York, in China, are bigger than New York City.
But I was very fortunate. I've traveled, quite a bit in China, and they were performing. There's a lot of social activity in public, in the parks, and dragon dance.
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, and the dragon dancing. It's sort of, you get together with your friends, with your dragons, and
hold up your dragon head.
Yeah, and
okay.
It's just doing it with your friends is just a good form of exercise and fun. It's slightly acrobatic.
Is there a special dance, or is it free form? What's going on?
Not really pre-form. It's just kind of what you come up with, and
Okay.
people come up with new moves all the time. And it's real cardio workout. I mean, anybody that's
agree.
done it. And but this group where I was in Fushun, there were like 20 people or so, and in the far north, as a Westerner, it wasn't what I expected. You know, people like there's a lot of like dancing in the park. I mean,
And Tai Chi and everything.
yeah,
there-
and people playing instruments.
I was there, and it's like amazing. The parks are filled with people doing things.
people are really extroverted there.
Yeah.
And so this one group was, you know, I'd been doing dragon dancing with performing here in the Capital Region for the last few Lunar New Year events. And I just, and nobody, well, where I go, there's almost nobody speaks English. And there are no foreigners. So just being American, you know, people want selfies with you.
Oh yeah, because
And- And so, you know, everybody notices when I'm around, and I just walked over and said, you know, I picked up one of their dragons. You know, we good? And they, oh, sis.
Yeah.
And so I started perform, or just, you know, doing it with them. And then as time went on, they just, one of their coaches, you know, I didn't realize they're a professional group. They do events.
So that's how. So you really did have to learn something. Yeah.
And I didn't realize that going into it. I was just horsing around, and one of their coaches kept
Horsing around the right year.
yeah. And she was being really bossy and really stern, you know, and kept, you know, wagging her finger at me to do things differently.
In Chinese.
Yes, yeah, no. And finally, you know, someone came over and said, do what they ask. They want you to join their group.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, wow.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
And so I actually have one of their, you know, I don't have it on today, but they gave me one of their performance uniforms. And yeah, it was a lot. And I went to a few events with them. And it's a huge group. I mean, not just dragons. They have, you know, singers and dancers and a variety of performers. So it's like, you know, a big
How
event.
exciting
It
that
is, yeah. And so, yeah, that's how I got into it.
So is he going now? Okay, so you're having a Lunar New Year, but you're giving a lot of
Public service.
yeah.
So for
letting people know about. Not only that,
Exactly.
but it's a holiday, school holiday.
It is school holiday, so I mean we're really fortunate from the year 2023, Lunar New Year, getting to the public school holiday in New York State. You know, we're really fortunate to live in the state. And then for me, I always promise the people in Capital Region that, you know, this is the day we're going to fill it with celebrations, and it has always been that way. So for Asian Art New York, since from January 17th, we have all the way till the end of February. This is the Lunar
Well,
New Year
February
time.
17th is the beginning, isn't it? Or is
That's the day of the Lunar New Year day.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
that's the day
okay.
the public school kids will stay at home.
Yeah.
But for us, you know, our bookings start from January 17th
Right,
from
yeah.
Colony Library, and then all the way till by the end of February, which is actually
Yeah,
Troy
they're getting ready
Library.
for it, right?
Yeah, right. I mean, so we have about 10 events going on. So we have quite a number of school assemblings. They're in Gilderland Middle School, North Albany Middle School, Schenectady High School, Manan School, and actually more are coming in. Then, so what we do is we go into school, bring a school assembling with performances, like including Scott, and then lion dance, not only during lion dance too, and then Tai Chi and instrument and folk dance. So, and then we will show a video about Lunar New Year, and we do Q&A to interact with the kids.
Well, so it's an educational program.
It is school assembly, right? So it is education program. You're so right. And then usually the kids are always so excited about it.
Yeah.
That's what I like about it. I mean, it's just like they're just so excited about the whole thing. It's just like they're the sponge. Everything that we introduce, they just absorb it. They're so, you know, they're just so interested to
They
learn
wanna
a new
learn.
thing.
They want to
Exactly.
learn.
So that's what we love about going to schools. And the library programs are more adults go, but there's family driven too. So, and then because the library would be smaller scale, because schools sometimes we're facing 1,000 students.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Libraries like maybe
Yeah.
30, 50 people, and then we can be able to do some more crafts. Like like Richard, like MPing, Leo,
their
they're
art, yeah.
all with us. Our artists will go into
Calligraphy
libraries.
and things.
And
you
at the
show
same
there.
time, we still do the same thing. We still do the introduction of Lunar New Year history and the cultural, and then also performances.
So if people are interested in finding out where you're going to be giving a presentation at what libraries, how would they find that out?
So the best thing is going to our website, asianarts with sny.org/programs. So they can just go into to see all the library programs. We have 2 workshops. That is with Richard Wang, our calligraphy master. One in Guilderland Library, that'll be February 23rd, and then one in Niskayuna Library, that is on March 2nd. And then start from February 10th, we also have a series of Tai Chi program that is Guilderland Library is working with our artists under a block.
Okay,
Balent, sorry.
Yeah.
And then so for those things, people can then check the dates and time and then go to the library website and then just register, because it's register
they can
required.
register, so they know how many are coming.
Yeah.
I know, I want to get back to the dragon dance, because the dragon dance, usually you have more than one person doing it, isn't it?
More is better.
Yeah.
We're always
Okay.
looking for more people too.
Okay,
Yeah.
I just wanted to mention that where the lion dance is just 2 people, 2 or 3 people.
2 people lion
Yeah,
dance
yeah.
per lion.
Yeah.
Now just historically, the dragon dance are the dragons, like one-piece dragon hold by, depends on the size, 6 or even 12 people. So that's like a historical how dragon dance goes. But then recent years, people prefer these fabric dragons. Why? Because one person can do it.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
then everybody can, like Scott said, everybody can bring their own dragon and become like a team public sports. And then for us, we have 4 or 5 dragon dancers. And this year, I suddenly feel like I definitely need to go into it. I've been worked with them for quite a few years, but this is the year I'm going to be a dragon dancer.
You're gonna be the
and then
dragon
I'm the
dancer.
choreographer,
good.
I'm the choreographer.
We're just about out of time, but we do want to alert people that there will be a lot of programs on the Lunar New Year, and we want you to learn a little bit more about it. I want to thank Wei as the president of the Asian Arts New York, and they've been doing, you did Peking Opera, you did a lot of good stuff. So go to their website, find out what's going on. And Scott, I got to see you do your dragon thing. Okay, I'll be looking for you.
I can teach you.
Okay, good. And you're going to get in there too.
Oh yeah, well, I'm gonna wear this. Do you like it?
Yes, I love it. Love it. Okay, thank you so much for being here, both of you. We're going to be talking to a group that I was not aware of. I just learned about this recently. It was Unite New York. Riley, thank you for contacting. I guess I saw your email, and that's how I got into that. And you brought 2 of your steering committee members with you, Peter and Dorian, with you too.
Yes, Peter and Dorian are steering committee members of an Albany group that Unite New York is supporting. So we'll let them talk about their group.
Yeah,
in a
well,
minute.
tell me first, before that,
Yeah.
what is Unite New York? And
Yeah.
I know it's nonpartisan, and that's
Right.
the reason you're here, because I try and stay away from politics.
Right. Thank you, Ann. Yeah, I love working with nonpartisan organizations, and Unite New York is truly nonpartisan. Our leadership is made up of people of all different political perspectives. So, that makes me feel really
that
good
there's a
about working
unite.
with this.
Oh, you used the word unite.
That's
Yes.
right. Exactly. That's why that's
How
there.
clever.
Right. We try to live up to our name.
Yes.
We are a statewide organization,
I saw that,
grassroots, as
yeah.
you said.
I did look. I looked quite a bit of you up to find a little bit more about your organization.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. We
I was impressed.
so glad to hear it. We work around the state to on reforms that will make the government more responsive and representative of all the people. And we focus really on 5 reforms. One is letting citizens put questions on the ballot to create new state laws. We already can do that for county and local laws, so
For
why
that
not the
state?
state?
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And reasonable term limits. Our statewide offices currently have no term limits, which is really unusual. And
But there's a lot of places. Even in our Congress, there's no term limits, is there?
federally,
Yeah.
right, that's
Yeah,
true. And
yeah.
some offices lend themselves to term limits more than others do, and but something reasonable.
Yeah.
That's all we're looking for.
If you're a clerk in an office, the county clerk probably doesn't need to be.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
with all of these things, it can go different ways, but something.
Yeah.
something.
So you have your ideas of change that might be more beneficial for
Right.
the citizenry.
That's right. And we're trying to educate folks about these possibilities and what they could
Right.
do for the state.
And the steering committees, which I know that Alaska uses the ranked choice voting. I don't think a lot of people, Peter and Dorian, I don't think people understand what ranked choice voting is, and I think it's an important thing. One of the things, I'll just digress a bit, because I have a friend that was so excited that she decided to be independent. And I said, well, you do know you can't vote in the primaries. She had no idea.
That's another one of our reforms that we're working on.
So that's one of the things. So I don't know which one of you would like to, Peter or Dorian, like to address that.
Yeah, maybe I can tell you what our group is, what our steering committee is
that
working
would
on,
be great.
and then Peter can explain more about exactly
Yeah.
how ranked choice voting works. So we are Ranked Choice Voting Albany. We are also a nonpartisan grassroots group of people. So we're just regular people who have many different political perspectives, like you. We're not about one specific political party or ideology, but what we all have in common is this belief that there are better methods of voting, and we're interested in this method called ranked choice voting, because we think it's more fair, more democratic, and tends to lead to results, elected officials who better represent the voters, which just seems like generally a good thing. So about 6 months ago, we formed as a steering committee and started talking to voters and elected officials and community groups around Albany. We do hope this spreads beyond Albany, but right now this is our focus. What we're finding is incredible support, incredible enthusiasm and excitement. A lot of people saying, the current voting system could really work better. There are better methods out there. There are about 50 cities, counties, and as you mentioned, 2 states, Alaska and Maine.
Yeah, I have relatives in Alaska, and they
Yeah.
were telling me about this. That's the reason I know a little bit about it.
They're
Yeah.
already using it, and so it's pretty well respected. It's working well. Once people have learned about it and tried it, most people say, wow, that really was a better way to vote. And so we thought, if it's working
These are
so
primaries,
well,
though, primary voting.
in New York City, it's used only in the primaries, but in many of these other places, it's used in the primary and in the general, or sometimes there's just one election. That's another option for how to do it.
Yeah. So how does it work?
Well, I think most people probably already have an intuitive idea of how it works. We've just come around the new year, and there's a lot of lists, right? Your favorite movies, your favorite books, your favorite albums. And what ranked choice voting is going into the ballot box, right, and then picking on a list your favorite candidates in order, right? That's pretty much a simple thing. And if you have more than 2 candidates, sometimes what you get is somebody winning without a majority. And what ranked choice voting does is allow for us to get that majority, right? So if someone doesn't reach that 50% mark, the person with the lowest number of votes is eliminated, and their voters' second choices get redistributed and so on until somebody has 51%, right? And that's really important. It's a tool, right, to say that whoever is elected gets majority support of the voters. And this can be done in a bunch of different ways. So if you have a mayoral election, right, it could be used in the primary, like in New York City. It could also be used in the general. As Dorian was saying, it might actually be cheaper sometimes to just have one big election and then voters just rank. And there are some places like Portland, Oregon, and then Ireland, or even Cambridge, Massachusetts, where if you vote for candidates and fill multiple seats in an election, you might actually get what we call proportional representation, which is, say, there's support for Democrats, Greens, Libertarians. In our elections, people are sometimes called spoilers, right? But in that kind of an election with ranked choice voting, whether you're voting for one candidate or multiple, you could potentially, eliminate that problem because all your votes count. And you might get, say, hey, there's 10% support, 15% support for someone in a community. They might get a seat too. So it works no matter how you want to do it. There's a bunch of different ways, but it's a way to increase democracy.
Yeah, and so you don't have to be Republican, Democrat, or Independent. It just everybody gets to do this, right?
Yeah, well, it depends. The problem, I think, with New York City and primary elections is that only ballot status parties get to do it. But what we're looking to do in Albany, we're really committed to bringing it to everybody, right?
Yeah.
I think that's really important to say that it's not just going to be in the primary, but in the general election.
Yeah.
And this wouldn't, they would still be political parties. We're
Yeah.
not
Yeah,
eliminating
no,
parties.
I know
So
you're
the
not
names would all
eliminating
still be there.
parties,
You
yeah.
could vote for the Democrat. You could say my first choice is the Democrat, my second choice is this independent candidate. You might say my first choice is the Green, but maybe you're worried the Green might not win. But you could say they're my first choice, but my second choice is the Democrat. So
Yeah.
you could really kind of mix and match all possibly on one ballot. That would be one possible way to do
Yeah,
it.
because it was really interesting. As I said, my relatives were telling me about that, and I go, "That's really interesting." And then I see you guys are doing it. I'm going, "Oh, this is important."
Yeah,
to
it's
look
exciting
at.
to think, and we're finding so much, almost universal support from elected officials, from voters, from all the different community groups.
Even
that
the
it-
elected officials think
we've had a number of elected officials who have been like, this just makes sense. It's
Yeah.
still democratic, but it just means it's sort of a better form of
a
democracy.
better way of doing it. Yeah.
We
Well,
really
what,
think
what
that
are
we'll
your
be able
chances
to.
of success?
We are very optimistic. We think this is winnable. In order to change the way you vote, you have to put it to the voters. The voters get to vote to say, this makes a lot of sense. I like this ranked choice voting idea.
Yeah.
But if the voters vote in support of it, then we think it could take
Then it
effect in
happens.
the not too distant
Yeah.
future. Yeah.
So you're only in Albany, but are you spreading out, or how's
Yeah.
that?
Well, Riley's work is capital
Right.
region wide.
Yeah.
Right. So these folks are working on ranked choice voting in Albany in particular.
Right.
Unite New York is supporting that effort, and
Because it makes sense.
yes, and we're supporting. There's an effort in Buffalo that we're supporting. There was term limits change for county legislators in Onondaga County. We supported that. We also really want to get this statewide, for the state government,
Sure.
state office elections.
So you have to start somewhere. is
We're
what
starting,
you-
everywhere we can, and we hope that every success will breed more
Will
interest
breed
in more
another-
places.
yeah, and it'll spread.
So spread it out, and
Yeah.
if we get it in enough localities and enough people see how it works, and they talk to their relatives, like your Alaskan relatives talk to you, then statewide
Yeah, I
it
was
should be
not
able to
aware
happen.
of it all. I said, "What is that?" I kept saying, she said, "Well, we have ranked choice." Wait a minute, what is that?
Right, and it really is as simple as just saying,
They like
this
it
is my
up
first
there,
choice,
so
second
I
choice,
know
third
it
choice.
must work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's one of those ideas that I think tends to bubble up. You start with it at the local level, and people say, "Oh, that makes sense. That was easy. It's
Yeah.
just 1, 2, 3, and first choice, second choice, third choice, whatever
Yeah,
number."
yeah.
And then people say, "We should use that, in other elections."
Yeah.
And so it does tend to.
Well,
rise
it gives
up.
more power to the citizens.
It
That's
really
right.
does.
That's right. It increases turnout in the elections where it's used. It tends to lead to, city councils that better reflect the demographics of the city.
Right.
It encourages more people to run because, for one thing, they don't have to worry that they're taking votes away from someone else. Another thing is there's less negative campaigning because,
Oh,
say,
that's true.
Peter were your first choice candidate. I know I'm never going to be your first choice, but
So
I
I
want to be
better
your
be
second
the-
choice,
yeah.
so I'm not going to say anything negative about him. And maybe if we have similar enough positions, we might cross-endorse each other, and we might each say, vote for me first, but vote for this person second. Because Dorian,
That's
we don't want to
amazing,
let
yeah.
Dorian win, do we? We all hate Dorian.
Oh,
so.
come on, Dorian's okay.
Thank
We'll
you.
give her
Thank
a vote.
you for that. I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's really interesting. So is your organization, and we're talking about Unite New York, is that a membership organization, or are you just out there and you're supporting?
We're gathering supporters from all around the state, and that does two things. One, it keeps people in touch. They know what we're doing. They can jump in and volunteer. And we're building up our volunteer leadership so that volunteers can play bigger and bigger roles. And also we can say to legislators, look how many people in your district have signed up saying they support
Yeah.
these reforms.
So it
Yeah.
does, it encourages it. Well,
Yeah.
I want to thank you for being here, first of all, because I was not aware of what you were doing, and until I saw your email, and then I thought, well, what is this? Because I always, before I have someone on as a guest, I like to know a little bit about
Right,
what
sure.
they're
Yeah.
doing and how they're doing it. And going to your website, I learned a lot. So, and I appreciate what the two of you and your other committee members
Yeah.
and steering committees are working on with the ranked choice voting. So good luck with all
Thank
of
you so much for
you very
having
much.
us.
Well,
Yeah,
thank
thank
you.
you.
You have to come back again and tell us how it's going.
Will do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
How it's
Absolutely.
moving along.
And can I plug our statewide meeting? That's a
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
yeah.
That's
If
gonna be
people
on
want
Zoom,
to,
right?
that's on Zoom. It's Thursday, January 15th. It's just 1 hour long, and it's lively. It's not a
Good. I
boring
have it written
droning
down,
thing.
so I'm going to try and
Okay, great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good. I
it's
wrote
a
it
great
down.
way
It's
to
the
learn more.
15th. I
And
knew
people
that.
in Albany can search social
Yeah.
media for Ranked Choice Voting Albany and join us.
Yes,
Yeah,
good,
please.
good. So you've heard it right here. Interesting, yeah. Okay, we're going to switch over here and talk about why reading is fun. Is it fun? You don't look too happy today.
No, I'm thrilled to be here. Incidentally, this is the 13th anniversary of the Reading is Fun program. And
What anniversary?
13th.
Oh my goodness, you've been on every year. I
We're
know that.
At least once every year. So
Sometimes you
we're,
bring
we're,
your
a
wife
we're a
too,
fixture.
yeah.
We're part of the wallpaper.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
We are intensely volunteer, and we are intensely committed to literacy attainment among the youngest of our children in the Schenectady City School District. We focus exclusively on that district. We span pre-K, kindergarten, grades 1, 2, and 3. We
Get them when they're young.
Absolutely, because the national data are compelling. Children who are not really reading competent by 4th
I
grade.
hear it's been the worst since
It's
2018 or something.
It's dreadful. I'm sorry to say that.
What is the issue? I went to school and we learned how to read.
Yeah,
you know?
but my guess is I didn't know your mother and father, but
they were avid
But my
readers.
mother got me on the reading track at
yeah,
3.5
I could
years
read
old.
at 5 years old.
That's right. By the time I got into kindergarten, I couldn't do the Encyclopedia Britannica, but I could do newspapers with the help
Yeah,
of
that's how. That's my mother
of a
taught me.
dictionary. My
Yeah.
mother bought me a dictionary as a kindergartner.
Yeah, I had the Book of Knowledge, if you remember those.
We had that. we had that precisely.
Yeah.
Okay. So our focus is on development of foundational skills, letter identification, letter sounds, combinations into words and sentences, etc., and also conversational skills. All right.
Is that more difficult because of the, social media thing?
It is, but we're committed to the notion that we want the most challenged children to be our charges, as it were. And indeed, teachers in those grade level classes designate children that we ought to work with, but our scope is even broader than that. We are deeply, deeply committed. We fundraise intensely and intensively to provide many thousands of books, as many as 13,000 books a year that we gift to children in the school district and at community fairs and other functions, et cetera, et cetera. So we take in books and we have ingress and outgress.
Do you work with the Dolly Parton program?
We are in the process of applying to that.
Okay.
She is just beyond belief. We know her as a kind of ditzy-looking person who's great entertainer,
she's
but
substantive.
that's right. She's a very, very solid lady. Very solid lady. We have gotten wide recognition in the Capital District. We recently were recognized by a program and organization founded by the first George Bush president, H.W. Bush, Points of Light. The Hearst people at the Times Union recently provided recognition of us at a function of theirs, the Pioneer Bank, et cetera, et cetera.
You're getting support.
Oh yeah, a lot of it. We launched this year, just completed what was purportedly a 3-year program in barely 4 months, raising matching funds with a local philanthropic donor. So we raise money, and it's targeted principally to buying books to give to kids. We will not go beyond the 3rd grade. We understand the important watershed that year represents. And we are very innovative in programming as well. The core of our program is teachers designating children in their classes who need extra help with reading.
So you need volunteers.
You know, yeah, we can never have, you know, you probably don't remember this, but you asked me 2 questions when I first came on 13 years ago. The first was, I'm a retired Albany political science professor. What does this have to do with political science? Not a damn thing.
Oh, I remember that, yeah.
Okay, not a damn thing. Secondly, what do you know about teaching kids how to read? I said, nothing other than what my mother taught me, but trial and error will get it right, or righter, as it were. We never really, we raised money, but not collectively, not in an organized way. This year we launched, not this year, about 2 years ago, our first organized fundraiser, what we call the Scrabble-Rama competition. Every year we hold it in the beautiful, and we will hold it April 25th of this year, Saturday, 8 a.m. to noon. It's a kind of crazy variant of Scrabble-Rama. It's not the Scrabble-Rama you people know or have been playing.
I have no idea what it is.
And I'm not going to tell you. You got to come to the event, okay? And people love it. They just love it. For $20 per person, you get a very nice complimentary dinner, partly bought by us, partly donated. You have a silent raffle, and if you want to get extra. We bring dictionaries. If you want to get extra tiles, as it were, letters, okay, you pay $1 or so per letter, but that all goes into the reading fund. Mm-hmm. Okay, so
it's really a fun day to raise money.
It is fun. It is fun, and I just think back on my own life, starting at 3.5 years in the reading orbit. It was fun. It was hard work, but it was fun.
And you get the support of the schools because you're doing it right at the school.
Precisely.
Yeah.
We are not part of the school district,
No.
and will never be part of the school, not for negative reasons. They're there, we're here, we're adjuncts. We complement them. We know teachers are challenged, overworked, large classes. In many cases, cannot work intensely with individual children who can't make it on the reading front, so that's the child we want. I periodically get solicitations from teachers, you know, gee, I have a wonderful, wonderful second grader. If you gave us a Reading is Fun volunteer, okay, I'll bet by the end of the 2nd grade, she may be up to the 4th grade level. I said, no.
You don't
It's
want
great
that,
to have,
you want the
we
one.
want that kid's kid brother or kid sister who cannot get beyond ABC, let alone to XYZ.
What do you think, I mean, and I know that that's not your field, so to speak, but what do you see as the problem of kids not, I mean, is it that they're kind of in front of the TV or they're playing games and they aren't, it used to be you could watch Sesame Street and they'd show you today's the letter L and we're going to do this with L today and it means love and it means like and it means whatever. Is it they're not watching those shows?
Technological media has had ambivalent effects on our society. They were good effects. I mean, couldn't get rid of it even if we wanted to, if the effects were all bad. But as with life generally, there's a head side and a tail side. There's a good side and not so good side, okay? And our most innovative kind of, you know, like people say, I don't want nuclear. Well, you don't want nuclear medicine?
Yeah, you can't knock. Yeah.
You don't want nuclear medicine? No, of course I want nuclear medicine, okay?
And I don't like AI, but
Right.
AI works for this.
And without getting unduly involved, I'm a political scientist, so if you provoke me, I'll get involved in politics. We're in a mood now, at least a governing mood, that's very skeptical of science and et cetera, okay? We've had, how shall I put it, morphing of the family, okay? Divorce rates, family instability, et cetera, okay? Domestic violence, okay? You have Safe House here dealing with the products of that kind of environment. So it's a solution.
The kids are left behind, then, is what you're saying.
It's so elusive. It is so big. The issues are so big. Yeah. But I find that challenging. You know, I spent a lot of years abroad as a political scientist doing research, teaching, et cetera, and I would often give public lectures, and then we'd have Q&A, and people said, well, America's wonderful, we want to be like America. I said, wait a minute. We have a head side, we have a tail side. Understand that, you know? Our founders talked about we're in the process of becoming perfected, okay? We ain't perfected. And I think in the realistic world, it's like a greyhound dog race, okay? It's programmed, you'll never get, the dog will never reach the ring. But that should be challenging. We can never, as a single organization, or if we had thousands of them like us across the country, fix it all. But if we can go from A to B, B to C, and perhaps have a cumulative effect, that helps. The problem is overwhelming. I told you this on my first appearance, I serendipitously took on this program. I had been retired for 10 years. My wife was driving me crazy, gets involved in some volunteerism. Couldn't find anything that attracted me to it or.
So you just started it, right?
Yeah, I picked up the Gazette one morning, okay, and there was an article on recent testing in the state, and the data were appalling.
It's appalling, yeah.
I then went to the then superintendent. I said, could this be typographical error? I said, no. They've got it right. And I turned to my right and literally within 90 seconds framed my program.
You said, I found it, yeah.
I had a name and I said, that's it. And she said, what are you talking about? She said, what do you know about this? I said, I don't want to know about what I don't know about it. I'll learn what I have to learn to do it. And we get upwards of 100 volunteers every year. As I say, we disperse as many as 12,500 books.
So if you need volunteers, how do they get a hold of you? Because we're almost out of time.
Yeah, get on to our website and read community notes. I periodically put community notes in the Gazette.
And how much of an obligation is there for the Easter? It's
really simple. At least once a week for up to an hour, and it's one-on-one.
Okay.
I have people say to me, why don't you do 1-on-3, 1-on-5? No.
One-on-one.
We want that kid to have the sense that among the 8 billion people on this earth,
they're the most important.
That the two of you are the only ones who count, and the kids know this. They attend, and what we do is we're now programmed pre-K, K, 1, 2, and 3 to give a kid to every one of the a book to take home and help build a home library to as many as several thousand of the kids in those 5 grades. Additionally, each kid who attends once a week gets a book to take home and keep. If you come 30 weeks, you got a library.
Yeah.
We've got
Which
notes.
is important. And then they pass it down to their siblings.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
So that's what we're about.
Okay, good. If you want to learn more about Reading is Fun, they do have a website called readingisfun.org, I believe it is. Okay. And check it out, and maybe you'd like to volunteer.
Absolutely.
And thank you so much for
or make a donation.
Make a donation. They'll take anything.
Even
a book.
We're now a 501c3, so feel free to donate.
Okay. We're going to switch over, and we're going to be talking. Hey, David, you are the director of
In the Next Room or the Vibrator play.
I know.
It's a long title.
Yes, it has a long title. As a matter of fact, I saw that there, and I think when I typed it in, I only could put part of it in, didn't type it in. So this is your cast?
Oh, this is only a portion of the cast.
I assume
we have 7 people.
Yeah,
in the
7
play.
people in the cast. So tell us a little bit about each of your actors and what they're doing.
All right. Well, Toby to my right.
Tobias here.
Tobias Martin to my right. He plays Leo, who is an interesting, mysterious character who appears.
Are you the doctor? No.
No.
Okay.
No, I'm another patient.
Oh, you're a patient. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Good.
He's an artist.
Okay.
And he appears at the beginning of Act 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Suddenly. So.
Okay.
And then
suddenly. Okay.
we have Zilpa Oduor back there.
How are you?
She plays Elizabeth.
Okay.
And she enters the equation because the doctor and his wife need a wet nurse, and she works for one of the other patients in the group.
Okay. All right. And the last
it's
one.
Sarah.
Sarah. Hi, Sarah.
Sarah plays
You
Annie.
got your microphones, yes.
And would you like to say anything about Annie?
Okay, microphone.
Sure. Yes, so Annie is the midwife and assistant to the doctor. And
so you got a wet nurse and you got a midwife too, right?
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
Cool. Got some interesting characters in this play.
Yeah.
And
I would never expected this, but go ahead.
And the whole thing takes place in upstate New York, actually, in the late 1800s. So it's kind of a fun little view on
costumes. Must be interesting.
We're excited about them. We're seeing them tonight. But yeah, so the assistant kind of has some different relationships with the patients who come in as well.
Okay, good. And you want to say something?
Sure. So
Yeah.
Elizabeth is a wet nurse. She is also dealing with her own grief because in this case, she has milk.
Right, that's
because
what a wet
of
nurse
loss,
is. Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So, she's dealing with that, dealing with taking care of her own children, and forming her own attachment to the doctor's newborn.
Okay.
And yeah, so I'm excited.
This is really an
to see
interesting.
how-
You're teasing me a little bit here.
It's a wonderfully interesting play. I mean, at first glance, you think, oh, this is a gimmick of some sort.
Yeah,
but,
well, I mean, I have to
you know.
admit that's what I thought.
Well, yeah, Sarah Rule is so much more than a gimmicky writer.
yeah.
I mean, so we bring in the vibration, which adds a lot of entertainment and comedic moments to the play, and I have to hand it to the actors who are part of that equation. And
They're having
wow,
fun, right?
they're having fun, and they're really out there.
Yeah.
But then there are a lot of elements to this play that are extremely rich and very serious about the oppression of women, the oppression of race, the oppression of sexuality.
Well, this is the 1800s, so you're looking at a different era that isn't so different.
Well, unfortunately, yes, that's true. We're looking at a different era where we still see much of what is going on
Exactly.
there. Yeah.
So that's interesting. So I always ask my actors, how long have you been acting, Tobias?
Oh, I've been acting almost all of my life.
Okay.
Feels like there was never a time where I wasn't acting. But in the region, I just started about a couple years ago. So I moved here after college and haven't really gotten involved until recently.
You picked a good group.
Yes.
We're very fortunate.
My first show with SCP, and it has been nothing short of wonderful.
Yeah.
Everyone is so committed and so dedicated and so richly talented. It's just been a lot of fun.
I know. It's a wonder. They've been around a long time too.
Yeah.
Over 100 years.
Over 100 years.
Yes.
Yeah. Isn't it amazing? 26, I think it was, wasn't it? 1926.
Yes, I believe so. I mean, I wasn't here at the time.
Are you sure? I could have sworn I saw you at the first meeting.
I'm almost 100 years old. I'm working on it.
I'm teasing you. You know that. But anyway. Okay, so Zilpa, do you want to tell me a little bit about yourself and who you are?
Sure. So my acting, I'm a novice actually.
You're a
I feel like I'm
novice.
a newbie. This is my second show as an actor. I did my first show last summer with the Black Theater Troupe of upstate New York.
He's wonderful. isn't
Yes,
he?
so Jean-Remy Monet, he saw me at a lunch. We have a mutual friend, and the next day he sent me the play and asked me if I could do it, and then I was like, sure. So
Remy is just such a wonderful person.
yes, and I think I fell in love with the process then because the cast and the crew were phenomenal, and they really shepherded me through the process. And then I met David, and he told me, hey, can I send you this play? And I was like, sure. And I read the play, and as you can imagine, I just sat there and was like, what did I just read? But upon further reflection, you really realize how rich and layered this play is.
I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
And then he asked me if I could come in for an audition and read for the part, and then he gave me the part, and here we are. So second play, first with SCP.
Okay, and Sarah, how about you?
So I also have been acting pretty much my whole life, but I'm also somewhat new to the area. I moved here in 2021, and so I've done a little bit in the area. I've done a show or two at SLOC, and then there's also, I live in Bern in the boonies, so there's a Hilltown Players. I've done a couple shows with them. But yeah, I've been kind of doing a lot of theater. Back in college, I went to college in Poughkeepsie, and I actually directed my last year at school a different play by Sarah
You're a
Rule.
director too. Wow.
Yes, I love her as a playwright. This play was actually up for the Pulitzer, but her other play that also has won a lot of awards, The Clean House, I think, is the one that I directed. So I just love her. She has a really beautiful way with words that you'll see if you come see this show.
Wow, yeah, it's going to be good. Okay, so when is this going to be performed?
Well, we open on Friday, January 30th.
Okay.
Fridays are 8 p.m.
Yeah, pretty soon, yeah.
Yeah, and we have 8 shows that run over 2 weekends. So we begin open on a Friday and on a Sunday, every day except for Monday and Tuesday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Taking deep breaths?
It's already shaping up to be a wonderful show. And every time I go in, I'm more convinced how wonderful this show is going to be and how astonishing.
Well, who did the casting? You?
Yes.
Yeah. There you have it, right there, right?
Well, just the cast alone has been great. And
you
then
have 7. So who are the other cast members? You said there's 7 cast members. So you've
yes,
got
we
4.
have
You haven't mentioned.
Amy Hausnick as Mrs. Givings, Evan Jones as Dr. Givings.
Yeah.
We have Megan Rogers as Mrs. Daldry and Paul Stein as Mr. Daldry.
Wow. So you've got a good cast.
We've got a wonderful cast and a wonderful crew.
So my question is about the set, because I'm always asking about sets.
Yes.
Who's doing the set?
Peter Cantor is our set designer.
And how's it going to be set up? Are you going to have 2 rooms? Because one's in the next
There was
room.
a lot of debate about how to set up the scene, because we were concerned about sight lines, and being able to see 2 rooms just wasn't going to work on this particular stage. The depth of Schenectady Civic players.
Oh, really? I thought maybe do one up and one lower. No.
Yes. Yep. We have.
Oh,
well,
see,
we don't. But
I could have done the set.
Well, I'll keep you in mind as my next set designer. Sort of upper lower.
I know.
There is actually a room that you can't. You imagine the walls to, and that's through there.
Yeah. So that you haven't. So this is exciting, isn't it?
It's a wonderfully rich play.
Yeah.
And just to see the scenes that these 3 actors are in is going to be a tremendous treat. And I don't want to give anything away in that regard, but
I like a treat.
Yeah, tremendous depth to this play.
Okay, my other question is age appropriateness.
Well, that was interesting. I had breakfast with somebody this morning. She said, so not PG-13. I said, well, no, I'm going to go with PG-13 because it depends as a parent, because parental guidance for 13 and over, right?
Depends
so
on your kids.
how are you talking with your children, and what concepts are you introducing themselves to?
Yeah.
You know, below that, probably not. No, but you know, I think it could be open to adolescence and above, depending.
Well, and I'm such a proponent of learning that kids get to see live performances.
Yes.
And it's so, it's like you can watch, TV, and you can be the passive. But when you go into a theater, you're no longer passive, even though you're the audience, because you're relating to what's going on the stage and you're sharing that experience.
Absolutely. The audience becomes part of the performance.
Yeah.
Everything changes. When we bring in an audience, and maybe the actors can speak to that, but when you bring in an audience, there's a sudden enrichment.
I think on a Thursday you usually have a preview just to kind of do a live performance to see how
a pay-as-you-will preview. It's actually our last rehearsal, technically.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So.
And it's important, I think, to get that reaction, because they even do that in they run a show in Connecticut before they put it on Broadway, to kind of get a feel for how are the audience going to react to certain parts of it. I have been in a show, and it's funny because it was kind of a comedic show. It was, a regular show. But the point is, some nights you didn't get a laugh on something, and you're going, what are we doing wrong?
Right.
Because last night, people were rolling in the aisles, and now it's... So it's important, I think. And you're probably going to see that at every performance, something different. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I guess I should say break a leg.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, good.
Appreciate it. Come see us.
Oh, I'll be there. I already got my ticket.
Oh, great.
You're stuck with me. It's okay. And I'll be the one rooting for you, so it's okay.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks to you all for being here. And keep it up. And don't keep stretching your wings here. Keep going. Well, Nancy, hi. How are you?
I'm well. Hi,
Nancy is talk about stretching her wings. Nancy is an author. You got some books there.
I do. I brought my books.
Yeah. And she's also a musician, and she teaches piano, and I've heard her perform. She's got a great voice. What else do you do? You even model.
Yes.
I'm telling you, this woman does everything.
Yes. I take requests.
So tell me about yourself, Nancy.
Okay, I'm from Schenectady, born and raised here. My parents still live in the same house.
Really?
Yes, I wasn't born in the house, okay. But my dad's a guitar teacher. So Ed Munker.
So that's how you got your music.
Yeah, that's kind of how I got my music. Yeah. I passed it down to my children. I have 3 children, and my eldest went to Eastman School of Music for trumpet performance, and the other plays guitar. We all play guitar, actually, because
So I can imagine what it is at your house sometimes. when you
yeah,
all
everything
get
but drums. Not that there's anything wrong with
Drums?
drums. Yeah, but trumpet's really loud. And my
Yeah.
youngest plays violin, actually. He's a senior in high school.
Violin is
Yep,
nice,
and he's
yeah.
an SEO, so he's had a lot of fun times going to Carnegie Hall this spring.
Yeah,
So
how
I'm busy with
exciting.
that still,
Yeah.
but nearly an empty nester and getting to that age where I think, what am I going to do? And a couple of years back, I realized I have to fill my life with something that brings me joy, other than just raising children.
Yeah, that brings you joy too.
That brought me
Yeah.
so much joy.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, you hear, oh,
But then
I'm
you're not
having
in the
babies,
next
my
stage.
life is over. No, my life
No.
had purpose,
No,
but
yeah.
I have more purpose,
Exactly.
more to give.
yeah,
and so part of my entire life has been about creating things. I
And you
realize
surely have.
I've done as much as I can so far. I have a lot more to do, but you know, bringing joy to people through my performances, starting way back when I was in kindergarten, and I played the music box dancer at graduation. I just remember the sisters of the school was just so impressed, and I practiced a lot. And I have a book I wrote. Actually, I dedicated it to my brother.
Okay,
It's
let's
called-
talk about your books.
Oh,
because
okay.
they're-
Let's get to the books. I've got a lot I could say.
And
but
I've heard
I've got
really
books.
good things about your book.
Oh, I thank
yeah,
you.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah. And
yes.
I sent one to my great grand
very
little
nice.
baby. I mean,
Okay,
he's
we have
young.
some for babies,
Yeah,
all the
well,
way
he
up
was-
to
the
about
one
8
about
years
Bubbles.
of age. Oh,
I
Bubbles.
figured that was an
Did you
easy
figure
one.
the ending? Bubbles pop. Yes. So my books are, in my opinion, they're funny. They're funny. They're pretty much straightforward, easy to read, no AI. I am a budding illustrator / artist.
Did you do the illustrations?
I've done, yes.
You did the
yes.
illustrations?
Whoa,
Oh.
yes. And actually the one.
Usually you have an
here-
illustrator.
Oh, yeah, no. My sister is one, and shout out to her. She just won't help me enough. So I just said, forget it, I'm just going to do it myself. So I've gotten pretty good. This book here, Elephants Are Heavy, has some of my best artwork in it with all the different animals, and it's comparisons of weights and sizes of different things.
Your books are not just silly books.
Oh, no, they're educational. I'm a teacher. I'm a music teacher. I went
Is
to
what I'm
college
trying
at
to
St.
say
Rose
is when
and-
I looked through your books, I was trying to figure one that was going to be for the younger one.
Yes,
And so that was it.
yes.
Yeah.
Now,
I thought
elephants
Bubbles
are
were
heavy.
pretty good too.
Yeah, and that has my cat in it. I worked very hard and drew a picture of my cat, Roland. And funny little point there, I thought, oh yeah, the last page will be a picture of him, a real picture and all. So I got out the bubbles, I got the cat. He's afraid of bubbles. That cat does not pop bubbles.
haven't
He just
tried bubbles
runs.
on my
no,
cat.
give it a try. I would think that, so he's the hero of the bubble, and yes, he does pop the bubble.
Yeah,
But
okay.
not, yeah,
Cool,
so he's
cool.
just not holding a bubble. But in my books, starting with the very first one, Humpty was an egg. So I say I'm a budding illustrator. So I wrote that book for my children when they were 7 and 6.
Oh, so you've been doing this a while.
Well, yeah, kind of.
On and off.
It just sort of. So I drew the pictures and stapled it together and colored it, and that was the book. You know,
Yeah.
we read the book, and I was in the back of my, someday I would like to maybe be a publisher, but you always just say it and then you back off, and life is too busy, and so recently. I hear, well, if not now, when are you going to do these things?
Yeah.
And I have a lot of personal issues with my health and history, whereas I had a brain tumor and then was diagnosed with MS, and I know I shared that with you in the singles outreach, and how that led me to pursue a life of volunteering and offering my efforts and talents to
there's only just so much
anything
time
I
in the
I
world.
know, or in the
let's just
segment.
do it.
I'm
Let's
sorry.
do it.
No, I could keep going. No, so actually, that's most recently what has been so fun. I got us involved with Sunnyview.
I was going to say
wanted
we're
to
going to
get into
address
that a little
Sunnyview
bit,
because you've really been committed to helping them raise money. You were in their fashion show.
Yes.
I don't know. We had a few photos there we could show.
Oh, so much fun. Stan Hudi was there and took some photos. His pictures were in the Gazette, and I was very excited.
There's some of them.
And he even mentioned in the article on the page about my books because they had a pop-up sale for our gift shop which is the single highest fundraising for the hospital. In fact, we raise a ton of money.
Yeah.
And so he mentioned all the books, and I do sell them at the store, and the profits go right to the store. So they get $4 for every book.
Yeah, that's a cool.
And everybody comes in, and they are going to be opening a children's wing. So, you know,
You'll have the
that's
books
just
there,
what
yeah.
good timing, right? And things just falling in my lap here, really,
Yeah.
just putting yourself out
Well,
there. So.
but you're being creative, and yet you're also sharing that creativity
Yes.
with an organization. And we know that Sunnyview is one of the top 30
Yes.
rehab centers in the country. It's a fabulous place.
Yes,
to,
I was
to
a
be,
patient there as an outpatient,
Yeah,
so I went
to be
for,
referred there.
Yeah, occupational and speech therapy and cognitive. Still
Yeah.
working on that forever, you know.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
but wonderful, good to give back.
Yeah,
to them.
they've done very good. Now, your music, and I was going to connect you with
I
last.
know. With the we have the gentleman who says reading is fun. Of
Yeah,
course it is.
yeah.
And the musicians. I mean, I feel like I want to meet everybody who was here today.
I know.
We're in the back being really quiet, but really hi. Yeah. So I think it's a great show.
Well, one of the things that we find, I know when I do the show, and you know, someone says, "Oh, don't you ever get tired of it?" And I go, "No, it kind of feeds my creativity and my juices."
Absolutely.
Because I meet such really interesting people, and people that I'm not, like the Unite New York. I was not aware of that, and it's like you learn something about that, and you learn, and to me, it's what you're doing. You're continuing to keep the brain
Absolutely,
moving.
that's very important. Yes, new learning is very hard to gain. So I'm constantly trying to read. I do puzzles and teaching. Teaching is the best.
So you
connection.
teach piano as well?
I do.
Yeah.
I love it. I've
all
taught since
ages
I was
or what?
15. I was 15 when I started, and I teach from the very youngest to adults. And my advanced students right now, I've 4 advanced
They're playing
students.
Tchaikovsky
Oh,
and
no, they're adults. Some of them come to me. It's been great.
Oh,
Since
you mean they're
COVID.
learning?
Oh, they're actually grown-ups. No, they're advanced and they're adults, but
Oh.
they pursue other means of making money. You know,
Oh,
'cause
I
the
see.
musician's life is not always, the
Yeah.
most profitable. And
No.
but oh my gosh, they're very challenging for me. And I've encouraged even the older ones to have their own recitals and things like that. I mean, it's just so exciting to see that. And with the little ones, I've had students go from 5 years of age, afraid to talk, and then they come back from college now. We go to lunch, and I have one student who's back and taking lessons. I said, you can have, some free lessons if you come. Well, she's back. We're doing free lessons. Okay, yes. I wonder how many will come back. I don't know. But
well, I mean,
it's so
but
fun.
you have created a relationship, not just with music, but with a relationship with the person, and
Absolutely.
that's the
Yes.
important thing.
No, and I mean, everybody kind of talks about or avoids the concept of the COVID era, but I had some students really going through tough times.
Yeah.
And I would work with them online, which was really the only way we could. And students who were, very involved in their sports or the school
that all
activities,
dropped down.
they really, they were talking to me about, how do you cope? And they run and they go outside, and I would encourage that. And so, I really do have great relationships.
Yeah,
with my
and I can
students.
tell. I mean, you seem to be open, and that's
Yeah.
the important thing, is to be able to talk to, and probably when you work with your kids, you're probably also learning about, I had this guy, just had a crush on this guy.
No, I've been invited to graduations and to performances with my students who, like somebody in the show, but they don't want to go alone. And I mean, it's just so cute. I can't believe I was actually somebody's, they asked me to represent them for their confirmation. I could not believe that.
Really?
It's just.
Okay, all right, fine,
Yeah,
I can do that.
Yes, I mean, that was just incredible. So I felt really, like I connected with that one in particular.
So are you still continuing to work with Sunnyview? Is that
I
it?
am. Oh, yes, I am actually. So I'm in the gift shop every Tuesday afternoon. I get to go in again
And they can buy your
tomorrow.
books, so they
and
can
you can
come.
buy all the books
Can
there.
anybody go in the gift shop? Or
Yes, you just come in the front and just take a quick left, so you're not really entering
Oh,
the
okay.
facility per se.
Okay.
And I can't even believe someone said this to me once, but, I wouldn't want to go there. It could be sad. I said, no, there's nothing sad going on there. It's just so uplifting.
And they
Everybody
used to have
comes
art in the hallways.
Oh,
and
yeah.
stuff.
Oh, the art is up, yes.
Yeah.
And actually, Maggie is the head of volunteer services, and she put us a display up on the wall in one of the hallways, and she had Connie Clark, or Constance Clark's books up there. And then she came to me and said, I'm going to make a display with your books. And so there's a display, and they put the, the covers of, I said, oh wait, there's another cover, because I've been writing like crazy. I can't stop. And my dad even asked me, well, how did you get this passion? I mean, because I'll sit there for hours and time just flies.
Have fun.
And I'm really working hard on the drawing. The words come. I've written songs.
Just a minute. I'm going to come right back to you, but I'm just going to tell you who's coming on next month. We've got the Cherry Hill Center. We've got Homemade Theater. My Side will be here. We have a wonderful woman who does what they call ecstatic dance. Bunbury Players will be here, the Big Top Circus Group, Landis Arboretum, and who the heck knows who else is going to show up. And we're back to you now, so you can go finish what you were saying.
Well, I have to say, I asked a few of the customers, and they have now become friends, for ideas. And this little girl, Gabby, comes in the store with her mom, and she had a traumatic injury and wouldn't talk. She's another one. You have to lighten them up, But I said, yeah, I take recommendations. She finally said, you should write a book about rainbows. So I told her, I'll mention that. It'll be in one of my future books,
A rainbow.
But yeah, rainbow. It's a great theme, and the colors, and it's learning.
Yeah,
and
colors.
And then my good friend Kate, who also is from Sunnyview, she said, you should read, whoa, that's one hot potato. Because she brought it with her to visit her grandchildren. And she said that now she calls up and says, how's my little tater? And the kids, they just really, the pictures are fun. I'll show you the one, here it is, whoa, that's one hot potato. And I just kind of, I go with big color, and I try to, anyway, that was a hot potato.
You're watching Capital Region Today. Nancy Gort, she's a fantastic woman, and I'm Ann Perillo, and your host and producer for Capital Region Today, and I'm having fun.
Aren't we all having fun?
Me too.
Thank you, Ann, so much. Thank you.